Hello and welcome to our special roundtable discussion. We're coming to you live from the Chinese capital, Beijing. I'm a reporter with the CGTN Dongxue. Well, today we'll be focusing on one of the most beautiful countries from the African continent, Tanzania. Well, since China and Tanzania has established diplomatic relationships in 1964, the Chinese officials have always described this country as a good friend and old friend of China's. So before we move into our discussion today, let me introduce our distinguished guests here at the studio in Beijing. So we have the Tanzania Ambassador to China, His Excellency Khamis Omar. Okay. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Serena.
And our expert, Ms. Wenping, as well as my media colleague and a good friend, Kanky from Tanzania. Thank you all for joining us here live at the studio. So let me start with you, Ambassador. We're talking about your country. It's one of the most beautiful countries from the African continent. Despite I have never been to I've never been there, but I wish I could one day. So, so you've been you've taken the post for more than
almost 10 months now.
Yeah, almost 1 year. So how's your experience so far in Beijing? And would you introduce with our guests about your country? Especially this year marks the 60th anniversary for the diplomatic relations, anniversary for these two countries.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me here, Serena, and CGTN. Thank you for the compliments about my country. It is indeed a beautiful country, Tanzania. It is a country within East Africa, a coastal country within East Africa. We have established diplomatic relations with China in 1964, the very same day that we had our Tanzania established as a nation. Mm-hmm. So we're celebrating together 60 years of anniversary, both as a nation and for diplomatic relations with China. You asked me to introduce it to the audience. It is a country full of potential for tourism, for agriculture, industrialization, very friendly to China, people to people. We have had very high level exchange of visits, leaders from China to Tanzania, Tanzanian leaders to China as well. Mm-hmm. So friendly country to China.
And also this year, they have established this called cultural tourism year between Tanzania and China.
Yes.
Right? Any events going on you would like to share with us?
Yes, this was agreed between our two heads of state, President Xi and Mama Samia. Our president visited here in November 2022, the first African president after the pandemic to visit China. And during her visit, the two presidents agreed two key things. One, to elevate our status of relationship to comprehensive strategic partnership. Mm-hmm. And secondly, that 2024 will be a year for culture and tourism between China and Tanzania. So in terms of event, yes, we had a launching event in May here in Beijing for celebration of this particular year. And at that launching event, we also launched tourism promotion film for Tanzania. It's called Amazing Tanzania. There was three key characters. One, the president herself, Mama Samia. Second, President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Mwinyi. And three, your own son, Jingdong.
Right. Yeah. I see. Well, speaking about friendship, as I mentioned earlier, Chinese officials have always described the friendship between China and Tanzania. It paid significance on the friendship, and we call them the old friend and good friend of China's. So I think one of the flagship project, the railway connecting Tanzania and Zambia, my bad. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be a testament of such a friendship, right? Ms. Ho, do you want to elaborate on that?
Yes, we call it a milestone, this project for you know, China, Africa, this very good friendship we call. I even wrote an article called All the Weather Friends.
Right.
You know, you can go through no matter it's raining or thunderstorm or whatever. So because we are always there, this friendship is very strong. Actually, this railway, it has, you know, a lot of, you know, this story behind it. Because the background, that was, by that time, 1960, like, that was the time we built our diplomatic ties. But by that time, South Africa was under the this apartheid regime. You know, like Nelson Mandela was leading the ANC, African National Congress, and they're also their, you know, their army to fight with this white regime. So this South Africa white regime want to kill this newly born African countries. We call them frontier countries, like Tanzania, Zambia. So that is, like Zambia, this is a landlocked country. There is no outlet to go to the port. So usually they have a port goes to South Africa, but that one has been boycotted by the South African white regime. So in order to get this exit, you know, things out, things in, right? They need to build this kind of a railway linking with Tanzania. Because Tanzania has a Dar es Salaam, very good harbor. Right. So, but for those two countries, the newly independent country, they have no financial this capacity and the technical know-how to build such a long, you know,
so
almost
China offered help.
Yeah, 1,800 long this kilometer railway. So before they also know, China by that time was also just got, you know, this People's Republic of China was founded. Right. Even suffer from some natural disaster, those things economically. Wasn't that good. Of course, not like today.
Right.
So before, I think your nation founder, President Nyerere, and the Zambia nation founder, President Kaunda, they have been, you know, try World Bank, try some other big powers, rich, and then all, you know, being rejected, saying this is no, you know, interesting, and then saying there's no profit, this kind of railway, too difficult. So finally, they try, you know, Chairman Mao, and also Premier Zhou Enlai. Even to those two leaders' surprise, because Mao immediately say yes, while saying your railway construction is different, like our China's railway construction, because you are now for surviving economic independence, surviving, so matters very much. So we can postpone Chinese railway construction. Doesn't matter by that time because they are urgent needs. So we can use those capital. This assistance, even financially, even technical, the Chinese engineer, all the way, so went there to do this big project. So this project itself proved is playing fundamental role for maintaining this economic, this independence for both countries, especially for Zambia. You know, Zambia, because there's short of this access to the sea. By the way, I think I even chatted with Ambassador before our program, which year that Tanzania was hosting World Economic Forum Africa Summit, because I was invited there. So I even particularly arrived to Dar es Salaam 2 days earlier, because I want to visit Tanzania Railway. And I also visited University Dar es Salaam. And then one of our students was learning Swahili for his master degree. So he's very fluent about Swahili. So he guided me, you know, all the way to the Tanzania Railway.
How was that experience?
Yes, that was very, you know, I even can see this made in China's Chinese words, remain on the track. Lots of things. Even that railway itself, similar like our Beijing railway, that design by that time. So a lot of things, you know, is very impressive. Of course, now also facing some difficulties for keep this running this very frequent way.
Right.
But anyway, this is a milestone. You know, that was the time. We can see how strong our relationship
is. These two countries are. Well, Kanky, since Mr. He has, you know, sort of introduced the whole background of that railway, I know you're living in Tanzania. So tell me about the railway. Like how much, in which way, in how much sense it helped your, you know, improve your daily lives? Can I say that?
Yes, actually, the railway is. Right now, we are experiencing the electronic train. it's big news in my country. It's a transport revolution because, Mr. Ambassador is a witness, before you'd travel for 3 to 4 hours just to get to a certain destination. But now, one would travel for only 90 minutes. So basically, if you have a business trip, you travel in the morning and return after your meeting is done.
It's like make it into one-day trip.
Yes, it's a one-day trip. So the railway, the sweat that was put on that railway did not go to waste.
Well, since you said about this, you know, I know it's old story. You know, I've read, because we are doing news, so I read news literally every day. So it's old story, but there are critics about that railway, about China's investment in Africa. The so-called debt trap, you know, was, you know, specifically to that railway. So you as a journalist, I want to hear your take on such claims.
I don't think it's a debt trap, because with all this revolution, people are enjoying the transport system right now. Making life easier for them, you know. So if you say that this is a dead trap, how dead is it? If somebody can make travels in one day and not waste so much time on the road, you know, it's making life easier for almost every Tanzanian. I live in Dar es Salaam, but people are able to travel from Dar es Salaam to Dodoma within a few hours. Before, it was about 5 to 6 hours. So
saved a lot of time.
It has saved a lot of time, saved a lot of energy for all of us. It's quite a transport revolution, I would say.
What would you say to this, Ambassador?
Well, I think I also agree with her. The iconic Tazara has actually really showed us the way that we should move in terms of infrastructure. Exactly, she said, the way she said it, it was really a major project by then. I hear that it consumed about 5% of Chinese GDP by then. It was really, really something that Chinese people had sacrificed to their brothers and sisters in Africa. It was very strategic, the Tazara, because for the reason that she mentioned, it supported not only opening up of Zambia, but liberation of other countries in that region. We still had Zimbabwe not liberated, we still had Namibia, Mozambique still was colonized. So this was not only for economic reason, but also for liberation. She spoke about the new railway that also, you know, is transforming Tanzania with the new standard gauge railway. That really improving efficiency, which will also help us in terms of further opening up of our economy. Now, the debt trap question that always keep resonating around. Whenever we do major projects, the people will come back and say, where did you borrow this money? If it's from elsewhere, you don't have all these questions about debt trap. If it will be one country, then question, this guy taking you to a certain trap. But Africa and us in Tanzania, we are relatively, you know, still lagging in terms of development compared to other regions of the world. History has taught us that to come out of this, first of all, it's not simply a debt trap, but if you look at it carefully in development terms, it is a low-level equilibrium trap. We are somehow at low level, we are trapped there, and we need to break out from this vicious circle to virtuous circle. China has done it for the last 60 years. China was an agrarian economy like us. It was relatively less developed compared to other regions of the world. But we have broken that low-level equilibrium. Now you're in virtuous cycle. We want to do the same. Historically, you only do this in two ways. Either you do your internal reorganization, but it might take time. And in recent years, I don't think that there is any country that has done that. So the other alternative will be some sort of called a big push, an external big push. And part of this will be aid, part of it will be trade, part of it will be, you know, investment, foreign investment. And it's aid, low-cost borrowing, no strings, I would say, attached. It's not really a debt trap. We want to break a more vicious trap, a low-level equilibrium trap.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I fully agree. Actually, this kind of saying, so-called debt trap, has been hanging around there for quite a long time. You know who is in that deep? I think it's the United States itself. You know, China has been buying a lot of those treasury bonds of the United States. Even yesterday, I had a lot of heard the debate of talking about the United States now in debt. They're in the deep debt. So when they heard about China, like now offering lots of capital assistance, like to Africa, to build those things, the continent and the people need. It's not saying like a Kenya former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, he said, I'm borrowing the money from China, not saying using this money to pay salary to all our officials, or goes to, consuming those money, put in their own pocket for daily use. No, it's for infrastructure, like another big railway, in Tanzania also railway, our colleagues just mentioned. But another one, linking Kenya capital Nairobi and the harbor city Mombasa, has been operating for 6 years already. Every day, it's very busy in cargo and then or passenger now back and forth. Not only driving Kenya's economic, forward. I think every year contributing for around like 2% GDP growth rate. And then also offer a gate even for all those landlocked other countries around the Lake of Victoria. You see, this is not saying you are fell in the trap. No, I think this is offering like a development pie. It's not a trap, it's a pie. So you enjoy this pie, or many enjoy this pie. Now we are doing the things is developing pie, make it bigger. So you don't need to use those like zero sum, this Cold War mentality to think about that. They're always saying, wow, China coming to Africa. Don't move my cheese. Seems that, number one, they're their cheese. Actually, they're not European countries' cheese. This is African's cheese. If you talk about the cheese. Secondly, this cheese itself, you cannot always regard it as the same like this round, this size. If you don't do any investment, just keep as it is. Of course, when someone gets some new player here, and then you get more, means another one get less. This is the Cold War, this zero sum. But we make this pie bigger. And then all the people can get a bigger share. Doesn't mean you get less share. You also get more share. And then all the people can benefit from that. Because from now on, we are seeing Africa needs capital. Needs technical. All those are needs. They need money. You cannot say, well, because I'm afraid of you getting in the so-called debt trap. Okay, stop lending your money. Stop lending all those things to you. And let Africa keep waiting another half century, saying until you gradually accumulated your own capital. Wow, the world develops so fast. Digital economy, AI. So cannot be. That's why, Chinese government, President Xi Jinping put forward, I think it's called the Global Development Initiative, GDI, right?
Right.
In the year 2022.
Right.
One key slogan affiliated with this GDI, that is not to make any country left behind.
Yes.
Africa cannot be, left behind. When you are saying extra, already eating extra, too much, even cannot digest. And then you're saying, stop, lending money to Africa.
Well, that reminds me of
maybe two key issues, of course, on the issue of debt trap that we, of course, as African countries also are mindful. One, of course, the cost of borrowing, the interest rates, the terms that are, coming with the loans. And secondly, it's on the maturity of the loans themselves. And we know these issues. We are always mindful when we, before borrowing, we look at these issues as well.
And your words kind of remind me of a very specific Chinese wisdom. If you want to be rich, go ahead and pave the road first. That says how important, how significant infrastructure is for economic development, right? So specifically for Tanzania, why do you think all this Chinese infrastructure investment are so important to your country?
Well, they're actually critical. Not only, if you use the word important, I think it's kind of less weight. They are really critical.
Critical, right.
Of course, we started with this railway, but I think most of the roads there have been done through either borrowing from China or even when we have our own domestic revenue or borrow somewhere, we've used Chinese companies as well because of efficiency and quality as well.
Right.
So maybe in road infrastructure, energy, I would say airports, even seaports, you always find Chinese companies there. And they are reliable, efficient, and they deliver in time as well.
Do you feel the same way?
I feel the same way, and the transport, the infrastructure, the transport sector has opened a lot of doors for economic development because goods are easily now transported from one place to another. I feel the same way with Ambassador here.
Yeah, make the transportation much easier.
So the time you used to go to neighboring country, one country, you have to go through another country before you reach there because the infrastructure in Tanzania was in very bad shape. Now, the road network, improvement on railway, improvement on airports, seaports, superb.
Yeah. So may I add something? Because the importance of infrastructure is not only saying very important, essential for Tanzania itself to build, like kick off the industrialization. You see, Tanzania is a big country. Yeah, also, very big, very important. Yeah, and then also we'll do this push for this regional economic integration.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, because Africa now is moving towards building a single market, African free trade zone, this continent. So those railway or expressway harbor itself not only benefit for Tanzania, also benefit for many countries that are landlocked, like we, even in the old time, this Zambia also
not
benefit.
Only benefit to Tanzania,
yeah,
but regional.
There are two very important BRI projects now in Tanzania. Yeah, one is this railway, standard gauge railway you just mentioned. Another one is Magufuli Bridge, right? Using the former president's name, Magufuli, named this bridge. So this bridge will go all the way. I heard from the news from local saying now in the Victoria Lake, now all those go deeper with the supporting base. And then that bridge, once finished, we'll link all those other countries together now. So in the future, like the people like your relatives, ambassador, so when they travel to other countries, we'll have, go straight driving through the bridge. Even no need go the train. So there are multiple this kind of transportation alternatives. So that will link more with the people around, and then business also becoming booming. This is important for infrastructure. Yeah, once it's connected, connectivity is the key. Now, even information connectivity, you have been isolated and then no hope for the economic development.
So it's not bad to be landlocked, but it is bad to be landlocked by a bad country. So Tanzania, improvement on infrastructure for Tanzania is also extremely important for all the neighboring countries as well.
So it's more about, it's not only benefiting your own country, it's more about like regional connectivity.
We're actually the gateway for all our neighbors who are landlocked.
Right. Yeah. So besides the this infrastructure cooperation, I think tourism is another big sector, or in terms of cooperation between these two countries, right? So I just checked these figures with my friends before our live discussion. So in last year alone, at least 45,000 Chinese tourists have stepped in Tanzania, to have fun, to enjoy the safari, the beach, the forest and stuff like that. So I wonder, how would this sort of cultural and tourism connection would make these two countries getting closer in the future? Ambassador?
Yes, last year we had around 45,000 Chinese visit Tanzania for tourism purposes. We feel like we still have more potential, more than that number.
That number, yeah.
But if you compare to years 2018, even before the pandemic, I think we've actually grown more than 100%. We used to have a number around 20,000 Chinese visiting there. So last year it's already somewhere there. We have been looking at the numbers also for the first half of this year. We already see almost 40,000+ for the first half. That means this year we're actually going to surpassing those numbers. The link between culture and tourism for us, of course, we are two countries that are very diverse in terms of culture.
Right.
And you go to China. It's extremely diverse. Different provinces, different cuisine, different, all the cultural aspects. And Tanzania, it do the same.
Yeah.
At the moment, people are coming to Tanzania for cultural reason, for wildlife, especially in the Ngorongoro crater, the Serengeti, the famous Serengeti, other national parks as well. Of course, the islands of Zanzibar.
And Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro, which dominates other mountains. As if we only have Kilimanjaro, we have Meru and others as well. But, and of course, Usambara. So we have different kind of attractions at the moment, and tourism continue to grow. We actually, last year, we received around 1.8 million tourists to Tanzania. We expect to surpass that this year again, and it will continue. We now have direct flights. Our Air Tanzania has direct flights 3 times a week from Dar es Salaam to Guangzhou and Guangdong. And then on its way back, it goes Guangzhou, Zanzibar, and Dar es Salaam. It creates a very good connectivity between Chinese market and Tanzania. And once we improve frequency, increase frequency, not only on one province and other provinces as well, and maybe also using the BRI, she spoke about BRI, improve connectivity from other provinces to Tanzania, we see a huge potential for, tourism growth. But of course, it's part of the people-to-people exchange. You also see Tanzanians coming to China for trade, for higher education, and other reasons as well. So it's both ways.
Yeah. Kanky, before we were talking, you said you just can't wait to introduce our viewers about your country, especially the tourism sector. Why don't you start with your hometown? Tell us about your hometown, your favorite city. What would you recommend our viewers to go if they want to travel to Tanzania?
I am from Dar es Salaam, that's where I stay. And practically, it's known to be a very hot place. But trust me, with the vegetation that we have, the sun is there, but there's lots of wind due to the amount of trees that are being planted daily on different projects. And I would recommend some people to visit the Serengeti. Why the Serengeti? Because you get to see the Serengeti from the air, through the air balloon.
The hot balloon? I see.
And you'll be able to view the Serengeti from the sky. It is so beautiful. The vegetation, the animals, you get to see the zebras running. You think you're on a moving camera. Tanzania is surrounded by the Indian Ocean. It boasts one of the warmest water bodies in the world. If you go to Zanzibar, Zanzibar is so beautiful. The people, the Swahili culture, it's beautiful, the exotic cuisine. It's actually known as the Spice Island.
Because of the spices?
If you ever lack any type of spice there.
Oh, wow.
Very, very beautiful, very famous for its cloves. You should come and visit.
Yes, I should, someday, hopefully.
I'm talking about Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
But there's the Ruaha National Park. In the southern part, Iringa.
Ruaha, yeah? Okay.
Yes, it's very, very beautiful. The people are warm. You get to eat organic food. Most of the foods in Tanzania is 100% organic. So you're mostly welcome.
Thanks for the invitation. As the ambassador said, China is also quite like Tanzania in terms of size, diverse culture and stuff, diversity and stuff. Ms. He, would you introduce her some of our Chinese cities? Because she will be here for another 3 months.
We just chatting, Ambassador visited more than 10 provinces already. Even though he just, arrived here only 10 months.
10 months.
Oh, 10 months. 2 months. You are just 2 weeks.
She's 2 weeks.
Yes, I think I'm an ambassador, maybe more, knowledgeable than I do.
Which city would you recommend?
Lots of provinces already.
No, I can't recommend one city. China, like I said, is very diverse. If she wants spice things here,
go to Sichuan,
go to
Chengdu. Exactly.
If you want something else, go to maybe something seafood. You go to the eastern coast or southern coast of China.
Yeah.
Maybe Hainan.
Guangzhou.
Tanzania, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. So it's a different. Last time I was, 2 weeks ago, I was in Changchun, Jilin province. Yeah, it was a little bit different there. So it's different place, it's different kind of cuisine, different kind of...
This is based on different taste, different cuisine, because we have thousands different way of those, cooking way. But I also, because since you recommend your hometown in Tanzania, I also can recommend my hometown in China. Maybe Ambassador, you haven't been. That is Guilin in Guangxi Autonomous
I
Region.
was there last week.
Yeah, that's my hometown. Guilin is famous for beautiful mountain and beautiful river.
I will not recommend my own hometown because I'm from Zanzibar and she always say them.
You're from Zanzibar.
I have to mention Ms. He's hometown is so beautiful that we put it on the back of our Chinese money, 20 yuan, the background, the picture.
Famous one in the world.
We put it on the Chinese money.
World heritage. Heritage.
You can imagine how beautiful that is.
The shape. Like the shape
in short,
of the horse.
Wherever you go in China, it's beautiful. Wherever you go in Tanzania,
it's beautiful.
These two countries are there for us to explore and discover. Let's go around.
Yes. Well, since the fall CAC is coming soon, which is falls on the September, the coming month, the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. So I wonder, do you guys have any expectations for the forum this year, and what do you think this forum, what kind of role it could play in order to strengthen such cooperation between these two countries, no matter cultural, tourism, economy, politics, and everything?
Yes, of course, we are looking forward very much for this upcoming summit. You see, even in terms of summit, this is already number 4, right? Ever since 2006. And then by those following 3 becoming very frequent. You see, 2015, 2018, now 2024, because COVID-19 was between. So actually, if you go review those previous summit, you will see like 10th cooperation plan, like 8, like folks initiative, and then like 9 projects. All of them, I think, always focus on those key elements. Now China-Africa, now we're focused too. And also it's demand-driven, because from African, their requirement, like from industrialization, there's normally is a very high concern, and also agricultural modernization. You see, last year when President Xi Jinping visited South Africa to join the BRICS summit, he also took the chance, had a meeting with African leaders there. So he come out with put forward 3 this modernization, industrial modernization, agricultural modernization, and also human resources, talented people also need to be, updated knowledge, know-how. So all this, I think that's why I think now this coming summit, the theme is talking about China-Africa, join hands together, moving to the modernization. Now China is doing Chinese-style modernization. Africa also moving the way to your modernization. So I think all those those highlights area will continue, definitely. Because those jobs, those missions not done yet, like agricultural modernization, industrial modernization. Africa now is still on the way. So we will continue, somehow it's consistency. But somehow maybe also come up with some new idea. All the previous summit, we have new, keep the pace with the time. Yeah, when the COVID-19 was there, we put the health cooperation initiative at the top.
Priority.
Yeah, as a priority. That's why African CDC headquarters also being built, now even finished by Chinese assistance. So when the COVID-19 was there, and then you see traditional industry somehow being influenced, and then digital economy on the rising. So that's why we're seeing digital cooperation with Africa. So this time around, I think those things will continue, like digital cooperation, and also small and beautiful projects. President Xi Jinping also mentioned that will go to grassroots, attach, closely with people's daily life, improving people's living standard. Yeah, offer power, and then power generation, and also like we have like saying TV, those signal. You cannot just have a box. You need to see different channels, make all those contents reachable. So that's why you need a signal, like we have called 世达时代, called All-Star StarTime. StarTime, have you heard about this? Yeah, this company's name is private Chinese company.
And
so
in Tanzania as well.
Yeah, they in Tanzania, they bring those signal, technical, those things all the way to the village. Yeah, 10,000 villages get the signal now. Even quickly reduced those like yearly payment for subscription of those, you get in. Well, before I heard, some countries like village people, they cannot afford those company. Some Western company, they offer like, say, oh my God, even 1,000 or at least 100, 800 more dollar per year pay, and then you can get the signals. And now this China StarTimes company get in and then reduce the price dramatically, just $100, $200. So it's affordable. At least, even though you have technical know-how, if you make it very high, high prices. For example, like HIV/AIDS, those drugs, Western countries company has already saying, we make technical breakthrough, lots of drugs now available, but the prices are very high. Southern African countries suffer from this HIV/AIDS, but cannot pay, not affordable. So if not affordable, it's not something working for poor people. For the people they need. It's working for the company. They want to get more profit. So that's a business product. Now we are saying doing those small and beautiful projects, not make people saying cannot affordable. It's very affordable, very cheap. I even heard recently I joined a workshop talking about this small and beautiful program. There's one company in Shenzhen. They invented only $5, a small thing. They even delivered one sample to me. I didn't use it so far. I haven't used because I have power all the time. So, but if a power cut, maybe I will carry that one because it's very small, portable. And then you're out and then sunshine. With sunshine, and then there's a solar panel. You can get those solar, this power, and then you bring in the home and then can switch on, and the nights. Becoming nice, even portable. You can put on everywhere, like giraffe here. This can be using as a supporter, and then put this, hang on there. And then for the students,
get the sun.
Even can write homework under, like a nap, and also multiple function. Can also charge your mobile because power already collected from outside, and then portable can use like a battery, can use for certain hours. When you finish, you're out again, somewhere. Whenever you get them out. So this is a very good, only $5. Can you imagine? So
there's a lot to talk about in terms
this is a small,
of this
beautiful,
concrete
this kind of project program. Not cost that much, but it's very functional. Very good for people's daily life, especially in the poverty-stricken area, those rural area.
How about you, Ambassador? Do you have any expectations?
First of all, I agree that there are things that are very fundamental. They're still work in progress. They take time, so people should not be disappointed to see that in 2015, we discussed about agriculture modernization. In 2018, we discussed about it, 2021, and now 2024. This summit, we are going to discuss the same, but it takes time. So agriculture modernization, well, from the economic side, so that will be agriculture modernization, industrialization. This definitely will top the agenda, and for the right reason. Of course, we expect that cooperation between China and Africa will help us transform the continent. So that's one area. Definitely, we expect that there will be issues about connectivity. This continue to be discussed, which also form an integral part and very core part of the Belt and Road Initiative. Global development, China has been, working hand in hand with the UN to ensure that the 2030 SDGs are attained, the agenda is attained through GDI as well. So definitely within FOCAC here, there will be discussion about development again and how we cooperate together to ensure that we contribute much to the attainment of this agenda. global issues, security, civilization, the GSI, again, Global Security Initiative,
right.
Global Civilization Initiatives, all these will be put together. People-to-people exchange will continue, cultural, health. It might not be, in terms of emphasis, it might not be as high as during the pandemic, 2021, agenda in Dakar, Senegal, but we will still definitely we should expect to see health be discussed there as well. Now, the emerging areas, the global, the digital economy, blue economy, and others as well. Of course, people are talking about emerging technologies, AI, Internet of Things, big data, all these things. We have also to keep pace and move together in tandem. So 1.4 billion people of China come together with 1.4 people of Africa under one forum, FOCAC, and both these two regions are developing worlds in the south. So I think it's very, very important that we meet there.
Yeah, and we meet there, we eventually building a community with a shared future.
Shared future and shared prosperity for mankind.
Exactly. Kanky, one more question for you. Since Ambassador mentioned about the people-to-people exchange, I believe you are actually in one of these programs, right?
I am.
So how was the program, and what would you expect in the future to have more sort of interactions with the Chinese colleagues like me or Chinese people?
I see growth. I see growth because the exchange program, I feel like it has taken me from a certain level to a higher level. I see things in different perspective now. And like when I met you, I've learned a thing or two, so I see growth. Growth is very, very broad. It's very, very big. I would take so much time explaining it, but I see growth.
Yeah, and also communication is key. Once you are here, you experience China yourself. You will be completely different from whatever you read online, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Alrighty, thank you all so much for your time here for our live discussion. I know we have a lot of topics and we have a lot of stories can share maybe after this live discussion. And thank you all for all the viewers for staying with us for this roundtable discussion. And for the following 2 weeks, we'll be focusing on the FOCAC reporting. So stay with us, stay with CGTN. Hope to see you soon. Bye.